Okay, we're going to first talk about revolutionary politics and law. The first thing I want you to do is to define revolution.
I'd say revolution is close to revolution. It's the changes of laws or whatever of a state over time. Maybe things get better or worse. No, but most I'd say for better. And things revolve or kind of thing.
So are you saying that it's slow change over time?
Sorry?
Is it slow change over time?
I wouldn't say slow, but it's change within time.
Change.
I don't know it. Because some things happen quite fast and some don't, so...
Okay. Do you know of any other revolution?
British, was it the French Revolution? I think it was British or Indian Revolution.
Which one? Russian Revolution.
Yeah.
But it is radical change. Very radical change. Right? And evolution is slow over time. So, revolutionary politics. What did you learn about revolutionary politics in the Rivonia trial? What did the ANC and the Communist Party want to do?
I think they wanted to change the laws, but not by fighting, by negotiating, so that people's lives can be saved.
Yeah, they did. They want to change the law, but did they only want to change the laws? What do they want to change? Think about it. What do they want to change?
They want to change that because all the Africans were oppressed.
Yeah. So they wanted to change the order.
Okay.
Right? They didn't just want the law to change. They wanted to overthrow apartheid. And they tried peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
And they chose to do it by armed struggle. Or some of them, the majority of them chose to do it by armed struggle.
Mm-hmm.
There were many people in the ANC right up to the end of apartheid who didn't believe in violence because they were Christian, and there were others like me who believed the ANC's violence strategy was not the right violence strategy. There was a different violence strategy that you could follow. But that's a separate issue which we'll come to later. So, what are the sorts of things that they wanted to change? What did it mean to overthrow the apartheid system? And how did that come out in the Rivonia trial? So someone mentioned laws. It also meant the overthrow of laws, right? What else did it mean? What were the demands? What were the demands of the Freedom Charter? The main one.
Equality.
Equality was one demand, but how were we going to get it? What was the slogan?
People shall govern.
The people shall govern. Now, what did the people shall govern mean when you put it into a slogan, another slogan? There's another slogan that went with that one. No. Only related to the people shall govern. Only related to the people shall govern.
I think it meant that the majority should rule.
Majority rule, but how are we going to get to majority rule?
I think by being allowed to vote.
Exactly. And the slogan was very sexist. It was one man, one vote, but it included women. One man, one vote. And the whites used to say that the ANC, not the whites, let me not put it that way.
Yeah.
The apartheid state used to say, one man, one vote, once. That's what the ANC would do, they said. The ANC didn't want democracy. The ANC wanted one man, one vote once, so get majority rule, the ANC gets into power, and then it would only do it once. And then we would never vote again. You see how they felt and what they thought. So, one person, one vote. The vote was a very, very important part of our struggle and of the Rivonia struggle. Because who could vote in South Africa at that time?
Only the
Only white
white
people.
regime.
Only white people. Right? Only white people could vote. And that meant that you had what was called a minority government, or an apartheid minority government, or an apartheid state. Right? So in Parliament, did you have any black people?
Nope.
No, you didn't have any black people. Right?
Mhm.
So the struggle was to ensure that there was one person, one vote. The struggle was also, it shall say, organs of popular power that the Freedom Charter speaks about, that it's not only Parliament, but there will be other ways in which people will participate in governing themselves. So that's why it's not Parliament shall govern, it's the people shall govern. But at the moment, we have Parliament shall govern, which is a step back to what the ANC used to believe in. It's a step back.
Okay.
But the Constitution says the highest lawmaking body in the country is Parliament,
Mhm.
right? The Constitutional Court has oversight over it. But the important thing to remember about that is that the Constitution is the basis. But the Constitution says that every person in the country can participate in all the lawmaking and all the policy making and so on. So you can make submissions to Parliament, you can make sure that any budget that's passed by government must be discussed at community level. Does that happen? No, it doesn't happen.
No.
Doesn't happen. So our revolution is not complete. It is not complete because no one discusses the education budget, comes to schools and asks parents, what do you need in the school? What do you think we need to budget for next year? Right? No one goes to a community and says, this clinic, let's budget for it. How are we going to budget for it? This is the amount of money that we have overall. So you get the idea,
Yes.
right? But we've got organs that can do it. You've got a school governing board,
But,
but the school governing board doesn't have the knowledge. So the way in which people thought of revolution then was that we were going to have these organs of popular power. We were going to overthrow white minority rule, which we did. We were going to create Parliament and organs of popular power. And Parliament was going to be a place which was fed and supported, not fed with money, but fed with ideas, given ideas and given knowledge from communities. And at the moment that doesn't happen. Doesn't matter which party it is in Parliament, they don't go and consult with communities, whether it's the DA, the ANC, etc., etc. They don't consult with communities. They only go when they want
yes.
the vote, right? So that part of our revolution is not complete. But the way people thought about revolution is what there should be popular power. Does that make sense? Together with Parliament. Now, in the Rivonia trial, that was only one of the demands of there were 10 demands of the Freedom Charter. So the revolutionary politics was for one person, one vote. It was for the wealth shall be shared among people. The doors of learning and culture shall be opened. There shall be houses, security and comfort, not in Nkandla. There shall be, that very beautiful and stuff that still has meaning to us. The land shall be shared among those who work it. Remember we had that discussion?
Yeah.
The land shall be shared among those who work it. So many of those demands are still there.